Like I know the Ninja Turtles, one of their games had one that was just
Oh
ungodly.
yes.
They had one, but
Mm.
also Battletoads, if you remember that game.
Battletoads is the one I was thinking of. Is that the one
Yeah.
where they're on the surfboards and you have to
Yes.
like, yeah, that's a fucker of a level.
Like
That's a cruel level to do.
it's purposely designed to like really test you because
Mm.
as far as I recall, the game originally came out on arcade, so it was meant to like
That's the coin killer, yeah.
yeah, it was the coin killer. It took like apart everything else of the game was purely for like console,
Mm.
but this one particular level was just the right. We're gonna fuck you up all of a sudden and give you this. It's
Yeah.
like if that was in the arcade, it would have made money, like a
Mm.
lot of money, because people would be so determined. It's like I need to clear this level.
It seems to come up every time in conversation with Time Crisis. Like Time Crisis was that where like you get through the first stage and you think you're grand, and then stage two you're completely overwhelmed. Like you're
Yeah,
completely screwed.
or the way I always found it with Time Crisis is the fact that like I'll be okay, and then as soon as someone gets me with the force shot, that
Yeah.
just throws me off completely. That like it's like, how are you catching me? Why am I getting hit by normal like people? It's not the red guys.
I was going to say the embarrassment
Yeah.
of the secondhand embarrassment of seeing someone get hit by a blue guy. It's, oh,
Oh no.
mate.
I'll do you one better. I got hit by the yellow guy.
Ah, for fuck's sake,
I got
Foxy.
hit by the yellow guy.
Ah, man,
This
you're
is
better
lit.
than that.
No. Here's why. Because the red guy got me, but because he got me, there was another shot coming in straight after from the
Ah,
yellow
you
guy.
had no chance to prepare. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
So it
That's
was like
not as bad, but I'm still very disappointed in you.
I still have to say like a yellow guy got me.
Yeah.
Like they're supposed to be the red coats of fucking like time crisis. Like they're
Yeah,
supposed to be the
exactly.
ones that die first.
That
Like,
that is
but
their role in all this.
although I love time crisis. Love it.
Yeah. It just takes me back to a part of my life where I was very, very happy.
Mm.
Called college. It's where you don't have any real life responsibilities or you don't have to work a shitty job, you know. You can just be yourself and live off a diet of noodles and burritos. What a time to be alive.
Damn.
Oh
Like
yeah, man, we ate well in DIT, man. I'm telling you.
nah, but like I'm trying to think even back to like forced consoles where like games. I think I explained it on either on a stream or on a previous episode of something that we done.
Yeah.
But Sonic the Hedgehog 3.
Mm.
Uh, for years, as soon as I got to Casino Night Zone, Act 2, there would be one section in the level where there's this platform that once you jump on it, it moves.
Yeah.
And but the problem is that it's blocking the way to a lower part of the level that you have to get to,
Mm.
and it doesn't give you any explanation how to do it. You just assume that okay, if I jump high enough, it'll bounce and I can run off it.
Yeah.
No, because as soon as you land on it, you're stuck into place.
Mm.
So it doesn't tell you. So I was stuck on that for years. Like bear in mind, I first played this game when I was a kid, so probably about 5 or 6.
Yeah.
Whenever Sonic 3 came out. And I was an adult when I figured out how this fucking thing is done. All you have to do is once you jump onto this platform, was to hold up and then down
Mm-hmm.
for it to actually move
Yeah.
enough that you can just jump off. The frustration and the fucking like and the major sigh of relief as well to finally actually get past that was just
Yeah.
it's like
Yeah.
fuck.
For me, you just triggered a memory there. As we take on the Dawn, yeah, on the lads.
Domingo
Diddling. Um, it just triggered a memory I had actually uh, of one of my favorite games, Broken Sword. It has a level set in Ireland. Have you ever heard of the goat puzzle?
You were telling me about this before, but you didn't actually explain it.
Okay, right. So the goat puzzle is that you're in Ireland,
Mm.
you're trying to get into a dig site, and you have to sneak into a castle to do it. And again, good bit of puzzling to get there. Um, but we get into the castle gates, and what's blocking the dig or you getting into the dig site is a goat tied up to a pole. Um, and whenever you get close to the ladder you're supposed to climb down, the goat gores you, and you stay down for a couple of seconds, right?
Mm.
So this this puzzle stumped gamers for years. Like it was not well, not for years, but anything like that. But like people again in the time before like walkthroughs and like hints and stuff like this in the original version, and because they put out a director's cut years later, uh, like people were trying to figure out how do you get past this fucking goat, and it was purely like word of mouth going like, oh, you have to do this. So when you get gored by the goat initially, right? You have basically a couple of seconds before you get back up and reset your position that you can immediately get back up, and if you're clicking the right part of the screen, there is a rake, like one of the old fucking combine harvester rakes, the big
Yeah, yeah.
ones. Um, and essentially, if you click that at the right time, you immediately get back up after being gored. You run over that side, the goat charges at you and gets itself stuck on the rake. Now the thing is that like because you get gored, like that is an in context like prompt, whereas the game has never had anything like that. Everything is labeled, everything is within time. You're not like you're not under a time like interval for it. So you're not used to something like this dropping on you all of a sudden, um, which is so funny. Which is so funny in a sense because it is the only time they do it in literally every game they put out in that series. But there's a reason for it because people were traumatized by that fucking goat to the extent now where like in every Broken Sword game, and in fact in any game that this guy designs, he deliberately puts a goat in as a reference. Um, like even in the second game, there's a goat in it, and again, this should tell you how much this traveled in adventure game kind of circles. There's a goat in a separate area. He just bleats at you whenever you do. But there's an item you can get two levels beforehand. That's a lucky piece of coal. Complete red herring, no use in the game whatsoever. But you can pick it up. If you show the coal to the goat then just goes, "Oh wow, 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 what was that?" and just starts talking to you for about 5 minutes. And he goes like, "Now, don't tell people that I was here, or I'll curse you." Because again, the joke was that there was the goat, the curse of the goat was like, the game's frozen, you soft locked it because you can't get past this level, you know. And again, like they've contrived a goat in every level, in every game since, even the most recent one where if you press this button and the goat talks, it's him talking to you, which is just excellent work. That's just someone who understands that what they had intended was not meant to be as difficult as it was meant to be. It made sense in their heads, and that's something. That's them learning from their focus as well.
It looked good on paper.
Well, it does make sense. Like, I mean, if you get gored, you get gored by goats, right? That means you get knocked down. You're closer to where you need to be, and then in that split second before you have to move back again, you can run down this way. It's just that they never explained that properly, you know. There's a part of me that's raging now. In the director's cut, they've completely workshopped that so that you stay down and like you're given actual like prompt to, oh, here is the rake, move here. Where I'm thinking like, no, come on, traumatize a new generation of gamers. Let them have to figure it out as well. You fucking bastards, you know.
See, the problem is that nowadays, like everyone has access to something called the internet,
Exactly.
and they
Yeah.
won't actually use their brain to figure out a puzzle anymore.
It's just that we don't have time. There's so many things. Like if you are someone who wants to play as many things as you can, you just don't have the time to fucking dick about and wait for inspiration to strike. You know, kind of like there's so many games out in the last year or two that I genuinely want to check out, but I do not have the fucking headspace for it. You know, because between everything else I'm doing, like either between both channels and real life stuff, like I'll have enough headspace to play like the occasional couple of hours of a racing game, and that's it. That's as enough, as much capacity as my brain will allow, you know. Now, here's a really fucking funny part of the game here, right? So, there's supposed to be a last stand happening with Los Muertos here, right? So basically, a whole load of them have spawned here outside the amusement park, right? So I've thrown a grenade into that bunch there to see if they're doing anything. Yeah. Let's see what happens next with this game, with this level. Because I basically I've taken out one gaggle before.
You're just kicking the shit out of them and they're just flying.
Yep, which is awesome. We'd love to see it.
Yeah. Although I do hate that. It's like you spend like a whole clip just putting it into them and then like they just die before you're about to kick them.
Yeah. Or even that, like, the one that annoys me is that you're still locked onto them as they're doing the death animation. It's like, I know that they're dead. Fucking let go.
I know, because I killed them.
Yes.
He's trying to drive in, like.
Yeah.
Hey.
No.
Maybe drive properly.
Maybe try harder. Everything like that. Maybe drive as if that wall isn't there. Just think about it. So, dead silence now. The room falls silent. Because all these people are now dead. Okay.
Something must happen.
Exactly. What is meant to happen? Where's the game? This is interesting.
He's still. There we go.
So again, I'm excited. I think there's programming obviously going awry here.
Yep.
So I'm thinking, okay, do I have to do something? Do I have to leave? Like clearly there's a trigger at some point here, but I'm not seeing it. Or indeed it's not happening. That clown laughter is not helping, by the way.
No. Although, like, it always came across as if, like, you should be, like, doing something to it. Like, probably shooting it. Especially the fact that it's surrounding, like, a rainbow, like...
Yeah, it's drawing your attention to it, yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, so obviously something was meant to happen and it didn't.
Yeah, pretty much, right?
So that means I imagine even if you were to come back, like, that'd still be the way it is.
Well, as we're going to find out now momentarily. So I come back in, give the game a little bit of breathing space to see what goes on. I try and even like trigger an explosion of an event of some kind. Just anything that could help here. I'm thinking to myself, is the car in the way of the trigger? Anything like this, right? So come back in. I'm looking around, see is there people here? Is there a mystery boss I'm supposed to do? Anything like this.
There's a rooftop race nearby, Agent. Let's see what you can do.
But then they are, look, they trigger back, they come back. So basically, when I threw a grenade into that area beforehand, I did it before I was meant to. So they didn't count as kills as part of the final crime. So I had to come back and do it again officially.
Because you weren't told, like, oh yeah, they're here.
Yeah, there we go.
There you go. Oh, cleaner. Cleanser.
Fucking gas. Like, literally because, like, no, you're not supposed to kill them. You have to kill the guys outside first, then inside.
Regeneration of La Mugre, cleaning up the filth left by Garcia's scum, and renaming the district Green Bay as a mark of respect to one of the agency's founders. Agent,
Green Bay, not to be confused with Wisconsin.
Thanks to your deeds, the innocent need no longer live in constant fear.
From Green Bay, Wisconsin.
Green Bay will be renamed after one of the legendary Crackdown officers. What, you mean, Mr. Green? No, Howard Bay. Lovely man. You really should like him.
Michael Bay.
Explosion. To be
This
fair,
is basically an ode to him.
Yeah, exactly. It's just like
this whole game.
That's actually true. Yeah, it's just like how many explosions can you fit into one video game? Quite a lot, as it turns out.
Mm.
I can't wait for Oppenheimer Simulator 2023 to come out to break the new records.
Still have to see that film.
Yeah, actually, I did. I was close to seeing it, and then I realized, fuck it, we'll just watch it at home at some stage.
Don't get me wrong. I kind of know what's gonna happen, but like still.
It was like, look, I know what happens in the end, so let's just skip this part, okay?
I...
Oh Lord. I was like, imagine someone like going into the movie going like, gee whiz, I wonder what happens in the I see. That would be that's well, if only someone had done something about this before this would have happened. It would have been terrible. So in any case, we are left now with the first island clear. So now we have a choice now of where to go next. Because I have already moved into area 3, as it were, the kind of the city area, which as I learned is controlled by the triads. So I'm going to go for a little wander there and see if anything will help. But then it would seem that the Volk are my next target, because that's what the game is telling me to do. It was giving me a hint earlier on to get to the point.
Although I do like the fact that like the cars, like the agency cars, will upgrade, like based on how much you use them. Like, and some of them look really cool.
Yeah,
like especially the supercar. Supercar look great.
The supercar just seems like the most sensible option because it's the fastest and it's so low that you can actually basically cow tip anyone else out of the way. So I'm thinking like, what is the use of the rest of them? Like, what's the point? You know what I mean?
Just mate, I remember when I played through it, I was like, this just reminds me of Batman. Like,
yeah, it's like the agency wanted to be Batman, essentially.
Hey, you want to be Batman? Well, I got the job for you right here.
We even got the epic movie guy in for good measure.
Become an agent. An agent of chaos. No. No. These army drafting recruiters, they're getting better and better. Like,
well, yeah, I was almost convinced by that guy.
It's like, do you want to be Batman? Like, fuck's sake. And knowing how silly like the world is, guaranteed there was at least a couple that actually fell for it.
Yeah,
like,
I mean,
hell yeah,
like,
I want to be Batman. Like,
statistically speaking, there'll always be one fucking idiot that thinks that's actually on the level. Like,
but not only that, it's the fact that like the American government as well will just recruit anyone.
Oh, gotcha. I mean, they'll always need cannon fodder. Like that never that's never going to change.
Operation Human Shield.
Yeah, essentially.
And if you got that reference, yeah, I'm not going to go any further with that one.
Mm-hmm. I'm going to send a wave after wave of my own men. I call it Brannigan's Law. Hard and fast.
Lower.
Too low. Lower.
Zap Brannigan.
Now, this is a very artificial level of difficulty here. All the agency like strongholds in this part of town are all on rooftops, on skyscrapers. Completely unnecessary way of making this area just like really hard to play, because obviously you need to upgrade stupidly to even go near one of the strongholds here. Yeah, this is your first clue that you're in the wrong house, fool.
Well, it's also because like you should have at least figured out the likes of that, like being able to climb the windows and stuff like that.
Yeah, exactly.
So just making sure your jumping ability is like top, basically.
Now, this is also a one I have to pick with the game as well, where like sometimes where you are trying to climb up a roof like this, that sort of stuff happens where
you get stuck.
You land on the ledge as opposed to hang on it, you know,
and you bounce off it.
Yeah. Like again, it's just the mechanics just letting the game down a bit to the extent where like I would like to think you guys tested this, but no, apparently it didn't.
Believe me, I remember this. Like I had to jump around corners in order to try and hopefully grab the ledge before I fell down too low.
And you don't even know if that's the way they intended,
Yeah.
or like is there a more roundabout way? As I learned, like I'm sure later on, like there is a way around it, but it's longer. You have to like go from like one end of the block to the other, essentially. But yeah, I don't spend long in this part of town because like there's kind of no point really. Like this is level 3 for all intents and purposes, so I have to go and try and find where to go next on level 2. Not that it makes a difference, really. I think, like, from what I can see, 2 and 3 seem to be fairly equivalent. You know, it's like kind of dealer's choice, really. But again, Fox, you played this, so you probably know more than I was at this stage.
Again, like I never got the clear, but like I did play a hefty amount, like when it came out. But as I said, I focused more on the free running aspect and trying to like be able to do this. So this kind of encouraged me to actually go explore, like when I was on the other islands, to actually find all the orbs.
Yeah.
Before I went to the third island to like, because I knew the skyscrapers were being like gargantuan.
Yeah, it's definitely a game where you kind of do need to do the side content to get better. Which again, as purpose of a playthrough where we're on a tight schedule, it's a harder sell. So that's where we're going to be trying to kind of like tread water a little bit for some of this. But also then explains like, well, okay, why are we having trouble with this part? Oh, you're literally right in the fucking like grasp of the big guy. You know, like his building is there. It's like, okay, grand. That's nice to know that we can hit the Nagatomi Plaza at any point, but we might leave it for another day. I've started off a tradition in this game because I keep getting my buttons mixed up on my first session. I actually just keep kicking every door that I try and steal. So I'm now keeping up that tradition by just kicking it every now and then, just to make sure it still works. Like I'm no doubt damaging my car in the process, but you know, funny meme, lol. Yeah. Door kick over.
Like some of the stunts that they ask you to do is ridiculous. Like that was another reason why I wasn't able to actually like enjoy the driving part of it, because things like that would happen.
That was funny.
You'd be trying to pick up enough speed that you can hit ramp, and then someone out of nowhere just like clip you. That'd be it.
That's them rendering in vehicles unnecessarily as well. Like that's a design choice. That's them doing the GTA spawning, but the difference is that with that little upgrade in technology, it's doing it more often. Yeah. So you get just stuff like, and again, like, the other thing is then when you actually do need a car, if you're like running on a road, nothing fucking shows up.
No.
But when you're driving and you're in full speed, there's fucking cars and guns galore, you know?